Okay, so it is 12:17 a.m. and I'm basically coloring the Brahmabul, and he has several layers that I do in Photoshop. And right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some light and shadow to him. And so to keep things neat, if you can see, there's a dotted line going around him right now, and what that does is that is going to allow me to color inside of him and not, um, get out of lines. Basically, I like working late at night because my jackass neighbor that lives underneath me is quiet. I call him Just Spicoli because he's an asshole. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some shadowing on him. And usually what I do is I put my pen on airbrush, and I put the opacity at 24 and the flow at 50. And then the brush width will of course vary depending on how big of a color that I want to do. So as I come in here, this is what's going to help him kind of take a little shape in there. I had a colorist that I once worked with that we didn't really see eye to eye. And I suggested that he use an airbrush here or there, and he said that it made it look like wizards on the side of a van. Well, asshole, if you know how to use your airbrush, it won't look like wizards on the side of a van. It'll just blend in, and you won't notice that somebody's like, "Oh, hey, that guy doing an airbrush there." So I can clean up like so. I really learned a lot being an oil painter in college, and sadly, I can do it a whole lot easier in Photoshop than I can with a paintbrush. But a lot of the tricks that I learned was from painting. So if I shadow his eyes a little bit more, it'll give him a little bit more ominous, more intimidating look. And come through here like so. And I need to raise it up a little bit. So what I can do right here is I'm raising up the page so I can get his tail in here. And even though that I'm kind of coming in here and adding a shadow, I will now go to another layer, and I will add some light. So I'm going to put white into it. I want to raise the opacity to about 43%, and I'm going to just lightly add a little bit in here. Like so. Okay. So right now, this is where we're at. There's still some areas left on him that, like his nose and his hooves and his horns, because those are going to be a different color. But you know, that's what I have so far.